Hello, welcome to Philosophy 6, Logic in Practice. My name is Mia Wood. I'm a professor of philosophy at Pierce College, and I'm looking forward to working with you this fall 2020. So before we get started, I hope that you are doing well, that you're being safe, that you are keeping well, that you're not too hot. Maybe by the time you watch this video, the heat wave will have broken. In any case, what I'm going to do in this video is talk to you a bit about what's involved in our course and provide a tour of the course. So that by the time you get started on work, you know what we're going to do, when we're going to do it, how we're going to do it, and maybe also a little bit about the why, although I think the answer to the why question comes over the course of the semester. So as you likely already know, we are an online course, which is to say we do not have synchronous or real-time or live class meetings as we would if we were either on campus meeting on certain days and times or as we are this fall online meeting at certain days and times. So we are an asynchronous course, which is to say that you access the course materials pretty much according to your schedule. There are assessments to complete, but they are open on a Monday and close on a Sunday for the most part. I'll have more to say about that later. And so you basically have the time that you need within the Monday to Sunday window to access the assessment and to complete it. And so that's part of what is meant by asynchronous. Another part that's meant by asynchronous is that while, again, we're not meeting on specific days at specific times in a video conference classroom, there are still videos and podcasts for you to access, and those are all available to you when you're ready, and you can watch or listen to a podcast according to your schedule. And then lastly, all of our course readings are available for you to access, again, according to your schedule. So before we move over to look at our Canvas course, and talk a bit about what's involved in the course, let me tell you that in Philosophy 6, Logic and Practice, we study argumentation. So the course is a survey course that covers two modes of argumentation. We study deductive logic and a couple of systems of deductive logic. And we study inductive logic and a couple of systems of inductive logic. We study more specifically what an argument is, how to identify the parts of an argument, how to summarize arguments, reconstruct arguments, analyze arguments, and very importantly, evaluate arguments. And then we spend a fair amount of time also talking about how arguments fail. So if it's not already clear, the course is about arguments and argumentation. So let's go ahead and take a look at the course and look at not only what we're going to do in terms of the study of argumentation, but how we're going to manage the course in terms of assessments and so forth. Of course, if you have any questions, problems, confusions, let me know. I'm here to help. You can use our Canvas email tool. You can use Pronto. If you know how to use Pronto, you probably know more than I do, and so I hope you'll teach me. But Pronto is like a text chat tool. And then, of course, we have office hours, and we can meet outside of office hours as well. So it's not like once you start the course, you and I will not be interacting. We're going to interact in a number of ways, and we can interact in real time by way of the Zoom virtual meeting or the Zoom video conference tool. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. In the meantime, be safe, be well, and I'll talk to you soon. So here we are on our Canvas course homepage. As you know, Pierce College uses Canvas as its course hosting platform. It's also known as a course management system or learning management system. At any rate, as you can see from the course homepage, the layout is, I hope, pretty standard. And what I mean by that is it should look familiar to you overall in terms of what you're going to see in a given course layout. So for us on the in the left margin is a set of links. More about those in just a moment. But you can navigate some of our course by way of these links. The middle, though, is kind of the meat of our course, right? As you can see, I have laid out our course materials, college resource references, a general class discussion forum, and then our coursework laid out week by week by week. And each week is laid out the same way. So I'm just going to grab week 6 because here I am at the link. And we have some learning objectives. We have items to read, optional videos to watch, and items to complete. And if you click on the next button, you can get to the next week's work, right? So again, objectives, readings, stuff to watch, items to complete, right? So each week is laid out the same way. Let's take a moment to talk about the items to complete. You're going to be working a series of reading quizzes, discussion forums, and chapter exams. So the way that things work is as follows. I'm going to start with the reading quizzes. Reading quizzes, as you can see, have a due date. So quiz 5 is a sample of what you're going to see in terms of due dates and deadlines. So quiz 5 is due October 18th, but it doesn't lock. That is, it's available until December 20th. Now, that's a lot of wiggle room. I don't anticipate or expect that you will wait until December 20th to work your reading quizzes, because that pile up sort of defeats the whole purpose of working through the semester. But I have the lock date when I do, because I know that stuff comes up, and the due date is there to keep you on track. But I recognize that if you miss a reading quiz, I don't want you to stress out and say, oh no, it's locked. No, it's not. It's available. So you can complete a reading quiz after the due date. Just try not to wait too long. Okay. Now, less wiggle room is involved in, let's go back to the page. Less wiggle room is involved in the discussion forum due dates and deadlines. Now, your original post for every discussion forum is Saturday, and then your peer reply is due by Sunday of the week in which it is assigned. So make sure that you stay on track with these, because the thing will close the Monday after the due date. So it's due on a Sunday, and then you'll have through 11:55 or 11:59 p.m. on Monday to complete your work if you haven't done so by the due date. Now, there is less wiggle room here because we have responsibilities to each other in a discussion forum. What I mean by that is your post is an opportunity to respond, is an opportunity for a classmate to respond, and vice versa. So staying on track with posts is good for you and your classmates, and it helps you to prep for exams, as, by the way, do the quizzes. Now let's go to exams. So as I mentioned before, or I think I mentioned this before, you can see items that are coming up to do in this far right margin, but don't rely on that for the reason that I mentioned, namely the due dates, right, and the actual deadline, or in the case of a discussion, the fact that the what shows up in Canvas is the Sunday deadline, or sorry, the Sunday due date, not the Saturday due date for your original post, right? But let's see, when is I don't remember when your first quiz is, or sorry, your first exam. Let's find it together. I'm just going to keep paging through. You can page through your weeks this way, as you know, or you can go back out to the home page, scroll down to the module of the week you want, and then click on the link. All right, so exams. Notice that your exam due date, deadline, lock date pattern is, it mirrors your quizzes. Now, here again, don't wait until December 20th, right? There are two reasons for that. One I've already mentioned, having to do with waiting till the last minute, defeating the purpose of the work. The other is you can retest exams. And so if you wait until the last minute, you don't like your score and you want to retest, but you don't have enough time, you're stuck with your original score. So you'll see on every exam instructions page kind of what's involved in the exam. So read that and let that guide you to how you prep. But speaking of the retests, if you want to retest, it is entirely up to you. There are also extra credit quizzes. Now, I'm not quite sure why all of the extra credit quizzes aren't showing, but I'll make sure they do. So the retests involve material that is the same as the original exam, the same format, all the rest of it. I take the better of your two scores. The extra credit quizzes add points to your original quiz score. So retests and extra credit are not exactly the same. Okay? So I hope this gives you a basic idea of how we're going to work. If you have any questions, problems, confusions, let me know. I am here to help. If you want to drop into office hours, awesome. If you can't, don't worry. We can create another, or we can make arrangements for another meeting time. And of course, there's always email and Pronto, which I think the link should show when this course is made public. But as I mentioned earlier, I'm not a Pronto aficionado, so I'm learning about it. Maybe we can learn together. You can teach me. All right, I'm looking forward to working with you.